They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Dead Dare, a horror podcast.
Brought to you by Big Baby Studios.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Dead Air, a horror podcast. Before we start the episode, I'd like everyone to please check the description of this episode to check out our affiliate link. We have an affiliate link that you can use to help support this podcast and keep us going. Also, we have socials that you can follow. Please follow us. We have a Facebook group, Dead Air, a horror fan group. We also have an actual page for this podcast, Dead Era Horror Podcast. And of course, we have an Instagram where you can just message and we can answer your questions. If you have any requests for guests or movies, please let us know through our social media on Instagram at Dead Air Pod. So today, I'm going to be turning you over to Chris to introduce our guest. Wait, do we introduce ourselves first? Now I forgot.
It's been a while, guys. Out of practice.
So I'll introduce myself first because, I forgot. So my name is Aaron. Hello. I'm one of your hosts for Dead Air. And I am the fan of horror movies. I like the way that it makes me feel. I like the thrill of it. It's like riding a roller coaster. But I am not a film student. And so the theories and all these directors' thoughts will not come from me because my two co-hosts, they're very close to all the directors that we
Of course not.
so they know so much.
I'm so annoyed at you.
Here they are.
I'm Miguel. I'm one of the co-hosts. I'm the horror hesitant. I love movies, but horror isn't my favorite genre. But, I've grown a bit since.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah. So Miguel started off as the
resident
cat. That was
the resident scaredy cat.
Yeah, that was his official title for the podcast, and his character arc has really peaked. So malapit na siya maging horror fanatic like me. Yes. So I'm Chris. I'm the third host. I'm the obsessed one. Obsessed.
Very apt.
Like we kind of question him as a person already because that's the only thing he watches.
Mhm.
So parang,
Yes.
I don't know, you're a little weird, but
My wife also questions me every day. She thinks the exact same way. Yes.
Ay, nako, Chris.
Can't
Yung
blame
very
dark.
dark.
Yeah. So that's the three of us. And we've got a pretty exciting episode today. We're gonna be talking to someone pretty cool, and she's got a pretty scary movie that she's gonna bring in. But first off, she's a podcaster and a horror aficionado. So let's welcome to Dead Air, Mariana Varela.
Hey, Mariana. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
So excited to have you here. So our first question, Mariana, is what is your horror origin? Do you always like horror? How did you get into it?
So I used to watch a lot of horror films back when my cousin and I were kids. And it started with watching cartoons like Courage the Cowardly Dog and Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? And out of all these shows I used to watch, I figured horror was my favorite genre, which makes Halloween my ultimate favorite season. So thriller, mystery, and horror films are such mood boosters. It excites you, it's a roller coaster, and it's fun. And I'm talking about the good horror films. So it's not as stressful as, let's say, drama or romance, because horror films, they don't make you cry unless the pet dies. So it's like a break, like a distraction. So yeah, let me just preface this also by saying that I am a fan of films in general and not just the horror or thriller genre, but they top my list. Definitely top my list.
Awesome.
Love that. Clearly
Awesome.
us as well. So can you tell us the movie that you chose and why you chose it?
I picked the Amityville Horror, specifically 2005. It's the remake directed by Andrew Douglas, starring Ryan Reynolds. So this is the only Amityville version that I also like. And I've seen this film when I was in grade school. So it's about a family that moves in an affordable, beautiful house with a really nice location. And it has a lake in front of it. However, the reason why it had a cheap price tag on was because of its history. And the previous owner massacred his entire family because he was possessed. So the house ends up being haunted, and that's basically it. It has unforgettable, horrifying scenes that are hard to forget. It's timeless. It's a
Yeah.
classic tale remake with a haunted house trope. And
Mhm.
the haunted house trope, when done right, can be great. I don't know if it's
Mm.
your favorite trope when it comes to horror films, but like look at The Haunting of Hill House or the first two films of The Conjuring. But
Mm.
because this trope is so overdone in horror, it's hard for writers to come up with something new and fresh. I don't know if you've noticed that too. So everything's almost been done at this point, which makes me appreciate Hereditary also because it's one of
Oh.
the latest films in that trope, and it has that trope also kind of.
Mm.
And but then you guys already made an episode of it, so I couldn't pick Hereditary.
That's
Yes.
okay. That's okay. I personally enjoyed this for different reasons. But before we get into the reasons that I enjoyed the movie, let's have Miguel recap.
Okay.
Let's do this,
So
Miguel.
wait. We have to introduce why you do this, Miguel.
Because you guys don't trust me to actually watch the horror films.
Exactly.
So this is how you test me
Yes.
on the air if I really seen them.
Yes. So Miguel's gonna give us a quick summary, and then Mariana, you're gonna have to grade him right
Yes.
after. See if we
Alright.
want to see how you rate his summary.
So I'm kind of lucky because I saw this today to watch the first episode. So medyo fresh pa. But as usual, I'll be all over the place. So it stars Ryan Reynolds and the beautiful Melissa George. I've forgotten about her. I love her. I loved her in Alias and other shows, and I forgot she came out in movies. So it's good to see her again now. So Ryan Reynolds and Melissa George, their characters are a couple. They're not yet married. Melissa George has 3 kids by a now dead husband, I think. And then she and Ryan Reynolds are boyfriend girlfriend. And then because they're growing in their relationship, they decided to buy a house. Now this house was such a good deal. Tama, it's by the lake and it's huge, but it comes really cheap. And then when they asked the real estate person why it was cheap, what was the catch, parang umamin yung real estate agent na
Immediately.
Yeah,
Hindi talaga
people,
tinago. Yeah.
people were murdered in this house. And then, at that point, this is when the movie should have ended. Like, parang, okay, no sale. No sale. Let's move
Peace
on to
out.
another house. But, Ryan and Melissa George's character, they kind of, parang good deal pa rin to. Let's get it. And then so it starts off, like creepy things happen. Like the youngest daughter befriends the ghost daughter from the previous family, was murdered there. Ryan Reynolds has a weird fixation on the basement. And then what else happens?
The 2 boys.
Yes, the 2 other sons are also experiencing weird shit.
Yeah, the babysitter came up, remember?
Right, exactly. So one time, Ryan Reynolds and Miss George, they wanted to go on a date night. They hired a babysitter who babysitted the past family's kids. And then this babysitter tried to scare the new family's kids. Pero siya yung na-lock in sa closet and had an episode, like had a haunting episode. And then they also get the priest. He's a great actor, that priest. I forget, like he's got a really familiar face. And even the priest gets driven out of the house by the spirits. And then Ryan Reynolds becomes really weird. Like he gets possessed to the point where he, trigger warning, kills the fucking family dog. Ay, nako, I hate it when they do that in horror movies. I hate that
Yeah.
trope when they kill the pet. Pet Cemetery kasi
Exactly.
nagsimula. Yeah. And then, he killed the dog. And then Melissa George, like, researches, like, goes to the library and gets on the microfilm and finally figures out na, like, centuries ago, this white dude killed Indians on that land. And because of that, it's been cursed. So many shitty things happen in this land throughout the years. So it all comes together in a night. Was it a cold and rainy night? Dark, stormy night. And then parang Ryan Reynolds is like full-blown possessed and he chases the family with an axe. And Melissa George couldn't kill him. Like she should have shot him na. But he has a great line here, Ryan Reynolds. He goes, parang, kill me because if not, I'll kill you. So she says she can't, knocks him unconscious, and they get on a boat and they travel away from the fucking haunted house and they all become normal again, cut through dawn, and then it ends.
Yes. But you forgot the ending shot. The
Oh.
very
Oh, shit.
2000s
Oh.
ending shot.
So it should have like and personally, they were on a boat, like riding into the sunrise on the water, nice shot. But this movie, the director decides to pan back to the house and to the spirits trapped there, and it's still sad for them because they're still trapped on that land. The curse isn't broken, and I guess that sets up something for the sequels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Yes.
You really watched
I know.
it.
Ba?
What's the rating?
How
5
many?
out of 5.
What?
5 out of
It's the rainy night for me. It's raining and he got the axe.
5 out of 5. But you missed the most important part,
Which one was
Miguel.
that? Which one?
Actually, the most important parts.
What was that?
Shirtless
Oh
Ryan
my
Reynolds
God. See,
chopping wood.
that's why. Mariana, thank you. Thank you for choosing this film. Because I've only heard about those parts, but now that I had to watch it,
Wait, I have to go. I have to go through our conversation. Let me find
Yes,
that.
find
When I
it.
announced that it was going to be Amityville 2005 in our chat group.
of course, the
Um,
excitement in me, that it was sparked.
Yeah.
I never
Oh,
had an
God.
opportunity to watch. So,
Oh, so it was
yes.
also your first time seeing it now? Now,
Yes.
okay.
Lovely.
Was this the first time he exposed his body to the world
No,
in
no, he
cinema?
exposed it in Van Wild. All his movies. He takes off his shirt
Parang
in all the movies.
nasa kontrata yata eh. Like,
Yes.
Okay, I found it.
Go ahead.
So I announced it's Amityville 2005, and I said, haven't seen it. Ryan Reynolds ata, and then Aaron says in all caps, "Wait, is this the Ryan Reynolds chopping wood Amityville? Hell yes, I'm gonna watch that."
Yes.
All caps. All
All
caps.
caps.
Yeah.
All caps.
All caps. Very
Worth
excited. Yeah.
but to be fair, equal opportunity the movie because we also get a lot of Melissa George. Well, one
This is
scene.
true. One scene.
Melissa George.
One
yeah.
scene.
Yeah. It's okay. It's enough.
Yeah, that was a really fucking
It was a
creepy scene though. Like
Because they were getting in the
That's
mood.
where everything
the sex
started.
scene,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you know why it's creepy? It's because it's the fucking child. Kasi it just really threw me off. Eh. It's like it's not just like a dead kid. It's like she's dead by hanging. And it's just like,
Very
okay.
horrifying. And then, for me, ang mild pa nga nung reaction ni Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Dude, this is
Like,
what I
parang-
was trying to. This is
Nagulat na
actually
siya.
right. Like all these things are happening to them, and all of them at the beginning, there's like, okay, that was weird. They're not like, okay, we gotta get the fuck out of this house. They're just like, okay, that was strange.
They're taking it really calmly. Eh. This is a very calm. Yeah.
Off.
Yeah.
What was the scariest part for you, Mariana?
I feel like the scariest was when the kid inserted the babysitter's hand in her gunshot wound. That scene in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was pretty wild.
Oh, that was so bad. I can't take it when it's kids. Talaga. Oh, it was so bad.
I'm trying to remember. Was this before or after I See Dead People movie? What's that?
Six.
This-
Sixth Sense.
I think this was
Definitely
after.
Okay. You can feel the influence of Sixth Sense. Yung parang,
Yeah.
you know, when the camera swings and there's like, oh shit, there's a kid there.
Mm-hmm.
Parang the scariest scene for me was like when it's the kid talking to the other girl in the room and then the mom's there and parang nagda-dialogue yung dalawang bata
Yeah.
and then the mom's like, what's going on? And then Jody here doesn't want me to tell you. Like, oh my god, if my kid talked to me like that, like that's it, we're moving out.
Move houses.
Yeah.
Parang suddenly after watching this, like Chloe Moretz's career suddenly makes sense.
Yeah. As a child star. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like- She's in so many horror movies and everything. It's like, like one of her earliest movies was a horror movie. So it makes sense.
She was
Her
really good
trajectory.
here. I have to say
Yeah.
though, that babysitter threw me off. Just her presence was a little weird for me. Like, okay,
Yeah.
so you take off your clothes. Okay, so okay, super sexy, nice. You're lying on this child's bed, scaring
Exactly.
him, telling him that you babysat the dead kid. Like, it was just so strange.
So weird.
Her presence was very puzzling to me.
Chris and I are aware of her discography.
Oh.
Yes.
She's a pretty actress. It's Rachel Nichols, diba? From
Yes.
She has all these interesting, memorable roles in different movies. Like
She's in G.I. Joe and
G.I.
your
Scarlet.
favorite. Yeah, she's
Stars-
Scarlet.
She's in
G.I.
she's the
Joe.
green alien in Star Trek with Chris Pine.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm only gonna know her as weirdo babysitter.
Yeah.
So.
Memorable nga naman din yun. That's on her IMDb page. Memorable roles.
I have a question for everyone. Have you guys seen the original Amityville Horror? I
Not
haven't.
me.
I haven't.
Yeah, but I
Not
forgot
me.
about it now. But there's a new Amityville starring Bella Thorne.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, like, but every Amityville,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, it's been redone 1,000 times, but nothing beats this edition for me. Like, the other
Okay.
ones are not executed properly.
Mm.
Like,
Okay.
they had cheesy jump scares, but this one, like, you can really feel the evil in this remake.
Sorry, I just googled Amityville now, and there's like dozens of movies
Yeah,
about.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of, yeah.
It's
Are they even sequels of something or Amityville 2017 The Awakening is Bella Thorne?
They're all kind of different. They're
Oh,
not.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because this is a real story. I mean,
Yeah,
Amityville
based
house.
on
Yeah.
You know
that
the Warrens
house.
from that. Oh, actually, you wouldn't know because you didn't watch the
No,
movie.
remember I saw the
But
first
there's a
5.
connection to the
Yeah, I
Conjuring.
saw the
Yeah.
first 5 minutes, and it's a couple who study supernatural
Yes.
things. So they also investigate this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Jesus, what a career!
Damn. Damn.
Oh shit, the first Amityville came out in '79.
Yeah, so it's like a
Yeah,
really, really old.
pretty long.
Chris,
ago.
the year you were born.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Excuse me, I'm an 80s kid. How dare you? And secondly, you're older than me.
Mariana, we're the babies here. You and I, we're the babies.
Yeah, don't mind us when we get into our little age thing. You know.
Yeah, the titos just want to talk about.
The good old days.
So, what's your favorite horror movie trope?
Ayan, si Chris can answer that.
For sure, my favorite horror movie trope is really Final Girl. That's really my
Mm.
the Final Girl. You know, the
Slasher
survivor
film.
survivor who fights back. That's really definitely my favorite.
I only learned about tropes through these guys, so I'm not even sure which one I like. Yung scary. Nakakatakot. Yung may mumu.
I don't know my favorite horror trope pa, but I know that haunted house is my least favorite trope.
Why?
Any hauntings really freaks me out. It really messes with my imagination.
Yeah.
Maybe something I'm comfortable to watch would be, maybe Cabin in the Woods, might be my favorite trope.
That's fun.
I also like the movie Cabin in the Woods, so
I do like hauntings a lot. Ghosts, those
Yeah.
because of the reasons that Miguel hates it. That's the reason I like it. I like it when movies mess with me, and then like when I want to sleep, I open my eyes and I imagine that scares me, and I like that.
But especially when they're half naked men chopping wood.
Well, that one is a totally different thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Got it.
A big plus.
A
Was that a
huge plus.
was that a symbol for anything? Like
His,
Ryan Reynolds chopping wood. I don't.
Wala lang.
His,
I think it was just, they know their market.
They
So,
do. Yeah.
Even when he had a shirt and he was chopping wood, okay na rin eh. Okay. I think this was peak Ryan Reynolds fitness era. He wasn't skinny na, he was really working out, showing off his body. What? I have passion for it.
Parang Ryan Reynolds connoisseur.
Yeah. Yeah, kasi the Van Wilder days, di ba? He's playing a teenager pa, so medyo skinny pa. Yeah, fit. Pero this is like the man. Pero not quite dad, because he wasn't their dad. See? He didn't even want to play a dad role. It was like, I'm the hot boyfriend who will be good with children, but will kill the dog. So, medyo problematic at that.
Ako, I want to say, I thought he was definitely the best part of the movie. I thought he really carried it. Parang, if that was a lesser actor, siguro it might have been not as good. But I thought he was really, really good. I thought it was so good. Especially when he was like, when he's full-blown possessed na and is like kind of dead look when he's like staring. That was really good.
Like with crazy eyes and
Those
all.
crazy eyes, yeah. But you were right, Miguel. Parang at some point, he's kind of like, he just can't help himself now. He has to be funny. Like at the beginning, he's still like, it's still Ryan Reynolds.
Galing nga.
That's fun.
I mean, I think we're all on the same page na I'm assuming here that it's the actors who sort of really are the best thing. You say Ryan Reynolds. I'm also gonna include Melissa George, who I've been
she's really good.
seeing and who's still
Pinipilit talaga eh. It's Ryan Reynolds movie, okay?
Oh yeah. Okay, sorry.
I'm just kidding. Besides the part that where the babysitter puts her finger in the hole of the kid's head, what else freaked you out in the movie? Because there were several freaky moments in this movie. Which ones were your favorites?
I guess it was also like the part where the kid was walking in the roof. I think
that
that
was a
one
good one.
was
Yeah.
also unsettling because sometimes, like it doesn't have
Yeah.
to have a presence of a ghost for you to get scared. I don't know if you've seen The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Have you
Yes.
seen that?
Ooh.
Yes.
I was
think I
almost
did.
gonna pick that because that's
Oh.
really
Oh, sorry.
a good scary film also. But yeah, it's because it gives you the
That's a
vibe
good one.
lang, like the
That's a really good
feeling.
one.
and then you're like anticipating, waiting if something happens to the kid or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Seriously. And this one pa, si Chris is a dad, so I'm sure seeing that was like, ha! Oh my
That's
God.
what I'm saying. Like, it's really the kids that whenever I see kids like being hurt or killed or that's what really throws me off na talaga. Like,
So you should do Sinister then.
oh my God, that's so good.
Ooh,
The movie's so good. I'm just
Sinister.
waiting for that director has an incredible new film coming up. It has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes
What?
right now.
What
yeah,
is
it's
it?
called
What is
it's
it?
called The Black Phone with Ethan Hawke. Also, Ethan Hawke was the star of Sinister. Yeah, check it out. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't know, man. Rotten Tomatoes gave Riverdale an 87. So Rotten Tomatoes.
God.
I don't know.
Oh, it's
Man.
8.8 in IMDb.
Yeah,
That's
it's,
high.
that's coming out in a few months, I think. Yeah.
Ooh,
Few
that's
months
so
away.
high. Black phone.
The Black Phone. So can I spoil? Sorry, I just the I know it's so cool because the premise.
Go.
Can you just spoil the premise of The Black Phone? So The Black Phone is it's a short story by the son of Stephen King, to Joe Hill.
Oh.
And they adapted it into a movie. The director is C. Scott Derrickson. He directed Doctor Strange, so he does naman big budget stuff. But the premise is there's this guy who kidnaps kids. Okay, this is Ethan Hawke, and he kidnaps this kid and imprisons him in the basement or something. But there's a phone there that doesn't work. It's the black phone. It doesn't work. Okay, until like days into the new kidnapping, the phone rings, and then the kid picks it up, and it's a voice. It's a kid. It's another kid.
Oh.
It's a dead kid.
Oh my
and
God.
then yun pala, it's all the dead children that this guy kidnapped are calling him and telling him how to escape. So they're giving him tips on how to escape.
Wow.
Dude, the trailer is so good. Like,
I want to watch this.
dude, like one kid is like, okay, he has a lock, and then the combination for his lock is blah 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 blah. And then one kid is like training him how to like just strike and hit like really quickly. Dude, the trailer looks incredible. Anyway, sorry.
No. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
I
That's
want to
good,
know
that's so
more
good.
about
So exciting.
that. I know. If you were in a horror movie, though, Mariana, what kind of horror movie would you want to be in? Like a slasher, or do you want to be like a haunting type of movie?
Maybe, or Possession. That would be
Damn.
that's really
My
scary
God.
also.
Super scary.
All of Miguel's favorites.
Yeah. The things that keep me up at night.
Yeah, grabe.
You have a pretty wide parang range of the titles that you mentioned, Mariana. They're kind of wide. They're like, this one's 2005, Hereditary is recent. What's
Yorgos. The
Yorgos,
Yorgos film.
Killing of Sacred Deer a few years ago. I don't know. I'm trying to get a sense of your kind of horror film.
Oh yeah.
Because you've been all over. Yeah, you've been. It seems like you like a lot. So parang, if you could like center it on, is it really the hauntings or
Ganto na lang. We've asked this to our previous guests. Like, what defines a horror movie for you? Is it ghosts? Is it zombies? Or do you consider all of this to be horror?
Well, I guess I don't know. I guess for me, a horror film is like something that has a presence of a supernatural being. Not like for me, I don't consider slasher films to be horror films. I put them in thriller and not horror. But I could be wrong because
It's cool.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so I feel like that's what makes up a horror film.
Yeah.
But then a good horror film should have great storytelling, good pacing, and not cheesy monsters.
What is a cheesy monster? What do you mean by that? Because you mentioned that a few times, cheesy jump scares, cheesy monsters. What movie do you think has a really cheesy monster?
Lights Out for me was cheesy. Lights Out. But I don't know if you've seen, because there was a YouTube short film called Lights Out also.
That I saw.
And it was
That was
that's
that was
fucking
pretty
scary.
good, right?
Yeah.
that's
But then they made a film, and then
Not so good.
like that was so high up already. And then when they made a film, it didn't live up to the YouTube video
short,
Lights Out.
yeah.
So and then I found it not so good. But zombie films are also pretty good if executed properly,
Agree.
right? Like they're also scary. What monsters scare you the most?
Moo Moo forever, man. Moo Moo. Like white ladies, kids, ghosts. Those are the things that really freak me out. And I don't know why, because technically, diba, they can't hurt me. But those are the
Yeah.
ones that really freak me out because they can show up headless. They can, like,
Anytime.
yeah, anytime. And you wake up, they can be there. So that really freaks me. More than slashers, more than people who can actually kill me.
Yeah.
So how about you guys? What's scary for you?
I've said this a lot of times. It's really, for me, it's religious horror. Yun lang talaga. It's just fucking terrifying.
I keep forgetting, Chris. Have you seen Stigmata?
Yes.
The one with
I
Patricia
like
Arquette?
that.
Yeah, me also.
It's good stuff.
Because
Very-
it's scary and it's supernatural, but it's also, at the end, parang may konting hopefulness siya, diba, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. All right. Anyway, just checking my memory. For me, it's this my hatest. What is the question, Aaron? What is your hatest monster type? Or
Like, what scares you the most?
Scare.
It's Mariana's question, Miguel.
I'm sorry, Mariana. My bad.
God.
Oh, I'm so sorry. For me, like I think I think that's why I said haunted houses. But it's a type of whatever can enter your bedroom, whatever, whatever you wake up to, and it's right there at your face, at the foot of your bed, at the
Yeah.
corner of your room. That fucks me up. Like talagang that's why Ringu, the Japanese thing. If you had a TV in your
Yeah.
room, talagang yun. Anyway, that's what.
I have a question, Miguel. Do you sleep with your back to the door?
It used to be no, but now yes. I had to reorient my bed in the past few months.
Damn.
Now you fucked me up, Chris. I hate you.
No, because I have that thing then. Like, I have to see the door.
My room is worse though because there are two doors coming into my room. One from the bathroom, which is
The
at the,
bathroom.
at the end of a small hallway that's dark. And then my bedroom.
So two
Yeah.
monsters can get you.
Yeah. And then
Got
the
it.
window pa. There's like a tree outside the window. Ay nako. I'm gonna scatter salt all over the place later.
You'd be the opening kill in a movie.
Para tapos
But
na.
you didn't answer this, Mariana. What's your fear? Do you fear like ghosts? Do you feel religious stuff? Like, what's the scariest for you?
I think for me, what scares me the most is possession.
Okay.
Because it's like
okay.
it could happen to you, like and then you can't control your body.
Yeah.
That's something that scares me. But for movies, they're not my favorite because they're all the same, diba? Like
Possession movies?
possession
Yeah.
movies, they're all the same, kind of how the flow is and all. But then I think the best was the Linda Blair one,
Oh, yeah.
Exorcist, for
really
sure.
freaky.
Yeah.
Like The Exorcist.
And that stands the test of time. If you watch it again, it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
We saw it
it's
just
there.
recently.
Still
We
up
saw it
there.
recently.
Yeah.
The three of us, and it was still so fucking good.
So-
Oh, excuse me, Chris. You said the three of us.
Technically, the two of you.
Oh my god, you're right.
Remember, I've seen it years ago. I just didn't want to see it again.
Yeah. Like this. No. Wait. Wait. Remember what happened? That when you saw it, yung guest natin wasn't even born.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who was our
Yep,
guest
yep.
again?
Frankie.
Frankie.
Yes, she's a baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. See, this is why we make him do the recap because sometimes it's just like, so you didn't watch
To
it.
check if you watch it.
So
Yeah.
so sneaky and dodgy and untrustworthy. This Miguel.
And unfair. So, Mariana, I want to go back to your possession films. Like, so you mentioned The Exorcist. What else is good for you in possession? Because yeah, you're right. No, parang they all kind of follow this very similar
Yeah.
parang structure. But so it can be kind of flat. But there's some good ones then. Have you seen Emily Rose?
Yeah, I've
shit.
seen that
Oh
too.
my god. Yep.
That's a good one. What do you think
I
of
don't
that
know
one?
if you've seen this Tagalog film, Sanib.
Oh,
Have you
Chris,
seen
did-
that? The story was pretty good for that one. Like it had good storytelling also. Emily Rose was nice because it's like kind of timely, like with the presence of a lawyer and then
Yeah. Tsaka parang-
No, I have not
At
seen
saka,
Sanit.
tsaka yung Emily Rose made you doubt if it was actually a possession. Yeah, but they
Yeah,
made it
or
seem
not.
like
Yes.
they made it seem like a mental thing, and then even you were like, parang the audience was being gaslit, which is kind of
yeah.
cool in that context. Yeah.
That is also by the director of Black Phone. I see how I tried to lead it back to that para may full circle
On Black Phone.
on Black Phone.
Para lang masabi. So Mariana, I know you read a lot of horror books as well. What are some of the things that you can recommend? What are the stories that you like the most?
Can't pick. I wasn't ready for the book.
Oh no, it's fine. Like what do you like? Like what's something the first thing that comes to mind? What's the first book that comes to mind when you think of a horror book?
Wait, let me pull up my list. I have
Go
a
for it.
list here because I just made a vlog about it, like 31 books to read this Halloween.
Oh,
So
damn.
Ooh, perfect.
but
Nice.
I don't know. It depends on who's watching also. Like when I recommend a horror book, it depends on what scares them.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's
Sure,
like
sure, sure.
it's like different per.
So Aaron is supernatural. So what would you recommend to someone who likes supernatural?
Like that.
Wait. But do you like supernatural mixed with something real?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe you can try Turn Off the Key by Ruth Ware.
Ooh, Ruth Ware.
I'm
I like her.
on
But
it.
I think that was the only book of hers that I like. But if you want to read a lot of different stories, then go for Slasher Girls and Monster Boy. Slasher. Wait.
Oh, I have that book.
Slasher Girls and Monster Boys. That book.
It's a bunch of
Plus,
short
it's an-
stories.
Yeah. short
Yeah, it's
story.
an anthology, and it's a mixed bag. So yeah, if zombies scare you, there's also a zombie story there. Or if like supernatural creatures, yeah, definitely. Oh my god. There's one also that I can recommend. It's from a subreddit called No Sleep, and it's really
Ooh,
scary.
I
And
know
then
that
we
I love
decided
that.
to pen pal, but it's not supernatural. That's the
Pen
thing.
pal. That's
Pen
out.
Pal by Dathan Auerbach. Yeah, but I just illegally downloaded. You can check this out. Like just illegally download the book because there's no like real book for sale.
Yeah.
But that one was
okay,
really
okay.
scary and sad. But the way it's written, it's not. It's like a blog. So many run-on sentences and all that. But it makes it
Mm.
even
That's
more
interesting.
terrifying, because it's like genuine.
Yeah,
That's the right
yeah.
word.
I like books like that actually that make you kind of feel like you're a part of it. There's this one book that I read called House of Leaves by Mark something.
Oh yeah.
Yo,
Did you like
that's
it?
really good. I liked it because it made you feel like you were going crazy. Because you're
Crazy,
gonna
yeah.
read, diba? You're reading like a thesis with footnotes, and then all of a sudden there's like a message for you, and I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Sorry, I had to run because I'm reading it right now.
Oh my god, you're gonna
House of
feel crazy.
Leaves.
You're gonna feel like you're crazy. That's why I like it.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I mean, I already feel like that, but yes, I can.
Yes. Like you're going crazy little by little.
Mariana, I have a question, guys, for Mariana. Are you generally happy with book to movie adaptations, or do you feel?
Ooh, that's a
sometimes-
good question.
Oh,
Good
question.
Cool.
I think some
Yeah.
book to movie adaptation, but not horror though. Because like I haven't read a lot of horror books that were made into a movie.
Okay.
But wait a minute, I'll show you something.
Yee! I wanna see.
It's the screenplay
Ari
of
Aster.
Hereditary. Yeah,
That's great.
that's how obsessed I am with Hereditary.
Yeah.
So it's the entire screenplay.
Damn.
We could have done a second episode of Hereditary. Force Miguel to watch it again.
I've seen it. Did we see it together, Chris? I remember seeing it with one of our.
No, I watched it with my sister.
Okay, got it.
And
Oh,
yeah,
that was great. Great movie house experience.
That was the
yeah,
one.
it was.
My movie watching experience was I was sitting next to this old man, and then like halfway when the big thing happens,
Yeah.
with the girl, he just stood up and left.
Oh my
Probably
God.
just like
Yep.
fuck this. I'm out.
Don't need us right now.
Bye.
Yeah.
Actually, I like that, Chris. You explained that that's how you watch it. So how did you watch Amityville? Like what did you watch it in the movie house? Did you watch it with friends, family? What was your experience in watching it?
Me, I watched it with my family. I think because I was so young when I saw it. I was like in grade school.
So
Oh,
we're not
yeah,
batchmates
like-
pala, Maria.
Yeah.
We're not pala batchmates. I thought we were batchmates.
I was just gonna say, yeah, me too. I was also in grade school. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, grade school. So it was like
Yes.
at home lang, like
Mm,
DVD.
great. Yeah.
Those DVD pa. Yeah.
Is your family into horror too?
So I usually watch it with my yayas back in the day.
Hmm.
And then my yayas are still my yayas now. So yeah, it's just us. And then I live with my cousins. So there's like 3 of us. And then the yayas also. We are horror fans. Even with books. Like I used to buy like true Philippine ghost stories.
Oh, yeah.
Pop sa mga kaibigan ni Mama Susan. And then my yaya and I would read it. And yeah, we really like horror. And I don't know, I was allowed to watch horror films when I was a kid. You know how like horror films have like, like explicit content? Usually,
Yeah.
like there's always
Yeah.
a naked girl or something. I don't know, like I would just close my eyes. But yeah, I was allowed to watch horror even as a kid.
That's great.
Progressive.
Progressive.
Yeah, we've watched some horror movies where there was a lot of nudity. Diba? Parang that's a thing. We've watched a few.
What was that?
The one
the
of
last one.
Dress to Kill, where it was all boobs. Like, what am I watching here?
Very, very
Dress
no.
to Kill,
no.
I've never seen that.
It's a movie when the year Chris was born.
Oh,
Yeah, 1990. It's Scorsese. Sorry, Brian De Palma, who loved mixing in violence, psychology, and sex. But it was
Yeah.
very. So it was very surreal and weird.
It's really fucked up, but parang it was really interesting.
Yeah, in hindsight, oh damn, this is kind of interesting. Yeah.
well, that's
So,
kind of uso back in the day, no? Like
Yeah.
Tales from the
Yeah.
Crypt and all that.
That was so my thing. Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crib.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was
that's a
the
good one.
was
Oh,
the
there's-
Twilight Zone for our generation, right? I'm just assuming.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to Google something. 1 second. No. Okay, I'm thinking of Creep Show. Sorry, I always mix those two
Creep
up.
Show was also nice.
Yeah, it's really good.
Remember that blob that would eat people in the lake?
Yeah, that's exactly what I
Yeah.
want to talk about. It's called The Raft. It's a story
The
by
Raft.
Stephen King. Yeah, and then like it's yeah, so it's like a bunch of parang friends. They go on a lake, and then they go on this little raft, and then they're swimming, and this blob just starts drifting towards them, and it'll envelop you and devour you. Parang ganun.
I vaguely remember. So it's like Anaconda, but a blob. Just kidding.
Yeah, but it's a short lang. It's a short.
Yeah.
movie.
But I remember this yata.
It's
seeing this as a kid.
good. It's good. Yeah. So I wanted to check if that was Tales.
You
from
know,
the
I'm
Crypt.
interested in those conceptual horror na super simple ng premise. Like, you don't know where it's from or why it's doing the thing, but it's just
Yeah.
horrifying. Like, shit, what was the first movie that we saw? It Follows was something like that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It was just this thing following you. Sure, there was like rules and curses, but it's impending doom and horror lang. Galing.
So follow-up question. So we've already asked you what you like. No. So what kind of horror movies or books, I guess, do you not like?
Wait, what do I?
Actually, maybe we can go through everyone's answer at this point later.
Not a fan of slasher.
Yeah.
I know you like slashers, but
I am
See, Chris.
so hurt.
yeah, for me that slasher.
Is there a reason why you don't like it?
I guess I like when it comes to horror, I like to see monsters or to feel scared. Like you know how the Killing of a Sacred Deer type, like things like that ba? Or like Hereditary na unsettling, like you know na it could happen to you, and if it did happen to you, what would you do? Like parang mga, yeah, that scares me more than slasher films.
Makes sense
Yeah,
naman.
okay. I feel like
To each
it's
his
like a
own.
possession. Yeah, it's like a possession movie na parang okay, there's this final girl, blah blah, blah like that.
Yeah. Gets naman. Don't get mad, Chris, ah. Oh, I can
Yeah,
see
Chris,
you.
you're
No,
not.
I'm not gonna get mad. I mean, Mariana's definitely wrong, but I'm not gonna get mad. Like, no, I'm just kidding.
Grabe.
We're not gonna launch this episode.
Yeah.
So what's your least favorite, Miguel? What's your least favorite horror?
Maybe do I know enough of this to have?
Dolls. You fucking hate dolls.
Oh, that's true.
Because that was yeah. Siguro mga possessed inanimate objects like a doll nga or a piano to kill. I don't know. Just kidding. I don't know what. Like, you know, like a really weird haunted object. Now, you know what's a weird mix pa also? Like I like Chucky. I'm not super keen on Chucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what was that other movie that I disliked that King called me out of because it was his movie?
Misery.
Misery!
How dare you?
The Stephen King film,
Yeah.
the Stephen King book.
Yeah. They made it. I mean, it was this iconic movie from the 80s with
Yeah.
James Caan and who's the actress again? I love her. Kathy Bates.
Yes.
And then parang, I knew about this movie. I knew everything about this movie, but I haven't seen it. So when a guest of ours, our good friend King Palisok, picked out Misery, I'm like, I watched it and I'm like, damn, this thing isn't working out for me, huh? Which I later had.
He's wrong.
Yeah.
He's wrong.
I'll take being wrong.
Oh, you know what?
I mean, nahiya lang ako kay King kasi we talked about the episode and later on when we were chatting about it, I had to admit na it wasn't really great for me.
Your thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's also really bad for me is like scary na Christmas. Yung Krampus.
Krampus. Yeah.
Krampus or like Evil Santa, like anything with the Christmas theme and then turn it into horror. Like I really don't like that.
Oh, got it.
Films
That's
like
so-
that.
I've never seen anything that's so niche.
Yeah, super.
Like a Christmas horror.
There's a cool scary monster Christmas movie called Rare Exports though. You might like it's a
Googling.
yeah it's not English language. It's really good. It's really good. It's basically parang the origin of Krampus nga, na parang it's not a Santa. Santa isn't the guy that gives you stuff. He's actually a monster that parang kidnaps children. Parang ganun.
My God,
Anyway,
foreign film yata to ah.
yeah, it's a foreign film. Rare Exports.
Oh,
Aliens
interesting.
din. Parang like it.
Thank you, Mariana.
If it's not the fourth kind, if it's not like executed that way, I wouldn't. Have you seen the fourth kind?
No.
What is-
Is that a movie or show?
It's a movie na about aliens, but it's not super in your face na
Mm.
oh alien. Like yeah, the movies that I don't like about aliens is like when you see the alien ba.
But
Yeah,
did
yeah,
you
yeah.
like Alien and Aliens? The movies by release.
I liked it naman, but aliens in general for me.
Interesting. Okay.
I like a no. Like I don't understand. And I understand, but I don't get into the whole alien and spaceship thing.
Yeah.
That's just me though. Like what the horror that I can't stand, but I'll watch. But I can't stand it is when the body part chopping and slicing gets too real. I fold.
that's
Like when we
kinda
watched
like that's
Audition.
my
torture.
answer,
Like
too.
yes, torture
Torture porn. That's my answer, definitely.
Yeah. Tiklop
But
ako
actually, I
doon.
really love Saw. The first Saw. No, the first Saw is so inventive because as a like it's storytelling. But then Saw kasi launched that whole fucking torture porn stuff, and then it became like this parody of itself. And parang it's just violence for violence sake. Alam mo yun? Parang there's no wala nang
Yeah.
drama, wala nang
Parang nihilist na.
Story.
Yes,
yeah.
Hostel, mga ganun.
Yun.
I don't
Hostel was
enjoy
my
that shit, dude.
Hostel was my intro to what we now call torture porn. And I just came out feeling, what the hell was that? Like,
Dirty.
parang sakit lang, and then, yeah. And then, baka that was the point. Baka that was the point. Like, life is hopeless. Whoa. Just kidding.
Question: Does House of Wax fall under torture porn?
Ooh, I haven't.
Because I enjoyed that only because Paris Hilton was in it.
Hilton
but
was
I
there.
enjoyed it.
Parang hindi. May
But there's cutting
pagka-slasher
off.
din siya.
Okay.
Mm.
But there were a lot of
Kasi
body
may
parts.
final girl din eh. Oo. Yeah. A lot. And there is definitely torture in that movie. Diba? Like the main guy, right? When he gets covered in wax and then they're trying to take it out of him and it's just like
Oh yeah,
falling apart.
his skin starts fucking.
His skin. Oh, yuck.
Yuck talaga yuck. But that's the
Yeah.
kind of stuff that I can't watch. I will
Yeah,
cover
yeah.
my eyes, basically.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
it comes to stuff like that. How about you, Chris?
Torture porn, definitely, for sure. Parang, yeah, I'm not really super into gore, you know what I mean? Like, I like it when it's implied gore. Parang an implied killing for me is a lot scarier than an actual, like, slicing open the stomach and tearing out the intestine. Mga ganun, you know what I mean? Like,
It's too much.
I'm not, too
Chill.
much, dude. Too much. Yeah, exactly.
And then it's something that you don't remember after watching. So it doesn't scare you na. It's not like other movies na even after the movie, you're like thinking about it. Things like that. So
Mhm.
yeah, with torture porn, you don't really think about it anymore after.
Okay, so I've got a question for everyone also, and this might be a warm up for us, three of us later on. What's so we're towards the end of October. Best horror movies you've seen this year?
Ooh.
Best horror movies. We
Yeah.
talked about the scripts on chat, right? You and me.
Yes.
Mine is. I'll go ahead because I don't want anybody to get ahead of me and take my answer. Mine is Quiet Place 2.
Yeah. Ganda siya.
Aaron, parang,
Ooh,
I saw it
Aaron.
pala. I saw it pala. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. It's good. It's good.
I hate you.
It's good. It's good. It's good. It's
I
good.
love it.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
And anyone who wants to go next?
Kayo muna. Wala akong maisip eh. I forgot. what
Sige, I
watched
saw
this year.
so we're gonna be talking about this again on another show. But so I will repeat my story, but I just saw this really really awesome movie called My Heart Can't Beat Unless You Tell It To.
What's that? Sounds like a Yola Tango title. What is that?
Yeah, it's so good, dude. It's a small parang indie horror about parang three siblings, and then the youngest sibling is a vampire, and then the two siblings, the older siblings, are basically they just have to keep their brother alive, and then so they kidnap these hobos. It's so dramatic, and it's so it's just so it's really heartbreaking, but it's not so scary, honestly.
It sounds so
it's more
heartwarming,
drama
though.
than no.
It sounds so heartwarming. I love sibling stories.
It's so good. It's so good. No,
Wait.
it's a heartbreaking story. Pero
What's the title
it's
again?
So good.
My
My
heart
heart
cannot
can't
beat unless
unless you tell it to.
This is so
How can
good.
you
It's
forget
so
that
good.
title?
Well, first of all, it's so long. Ayun.
It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's see Patrick Fugit from Almost Famous.
Oh, he's in it? Yeah.
Yeah, he's the star.
He looks like an old person na.
Yeah, and you know what? I just found out he is married to my neighbor, like literally across my hallway.
Whoa.
Patrick
In
Fugit.
the Philippines?
No, she lives in the U.S.
Ah,
She used-
okay.
Like her
Used
mother
to be your
lives.
neighbor.
Her mother still lives in this unit behind me.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so I just found that really late. Yeah,
We're like 2 degrees
and
above
he's-
from Patrick Fugit.
Yeah, he's my neighbor pala is cousins of Casas. So Casas is married by is related by marriage to Patrick Fugit.
Shout out to Casas, who had nothing to do with this
Shout out to
episode, but
Casas.
it's you're
We're thinking of
Here,
you.
here. Okay, so Aaron or Mariana?
yeah, mine. I wouldn't say that I saw it recently so much, but I've talked about this before. That my favorite types of horror movies are these new ones where everything is on the computer and laptop. So mga searching, mga The Host, which was an Australian movie. Friends. What is it? Friends. Unfriended.
Unfriended.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I am so into movies like that because that's sort of my world now. I'm always on my phone. I'm always on my computer. So
Mhm.
if you can scare me through the stuff that I do every day, then you have succeeded. So for me, it's those types of
But
movies.
those came out last year, Aaron. How about this year?
Yun nga eh. What did I watch this year? Don't Breathe 2. Kapangit,
Un-
pangit.
Unfriended. Did you see Unfriended too?
I did, but that was also like last
But this was
year.
also last year, I think. Oo nga pala.
The only horror movies I've seen are the ones that you make us watch, and Don't Breathe 2, which I watched on my own,
It's
which
so
I shouldn't
bad.
have because it
I
was
hated
so
it.
awful.
I hated it.
What a stupid.
Don't Breathe was so good.
Yes.
This is so bad. The sequel's so bad.
So awful. Just disgusting.
Oh man.
Anyway, so Mariano, a good movie that you've seen recently.
I saw it super early this year.
Mhm.
Sorry, I mean I saw it. I saw the movie super early this year.
Lol.
Yeah.
The Black Coat's Daughter. Have you guys
Oh
seen
my
that?
god, that's so good. But
Yeah.
it's an older movie, but oh my god, that is
Yeah.
so good.
I
Is
think
that
it's
black-
still
Is this in black and white?
A24, right?
Yeah, that's directed by the son of Anthony Perkins, the star of Psycho.
Ah.
So his son became a horror director,
Okay.
Okay.
and he's really really good. He also had Hansel and Gretel, or Gretel and Hansel. It's another
the
horror
new one.
retelling. Yeah, it's really good. Also, he's really good. That's a really good director.
Something new to look forward to.
It's nice. I don't know if you knew it was a possession story. Like I didn't know it was a possession
Mm.
story until the kid spoke. And then
Until
I
the
was
end.
like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah, yeah.
god. Yeah.
Mucho.
It's a really good I
Fantastic movie.
found it nice with Black Coat's Daughter.
But I'm not sure type to ni Aaron.
Yeah.
There's some metaphors and stuff.
Not like fucking,
There's no bear
there's
guy in
no
a bear suit.
Oh,
Yeah,
yung
no.
kailangan i-google
There's no-
pagkatapos. Ganyan.
There's no random animal.
Yeah. Walang Danish tradition. Tangina, I'm not Danish. The fuck? I'm not gonna know this shit. Sorry, this is an inside joke, Mariana. I'm not a fan of Midsommar.
A movie we all love.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw her face. Yes!
Jeez.
Yes, Mariana!
After watching Hereditary, like Ari Aster, diba? It's still the same
Yeah.
director, Ari Aster. And
Yeah.
I was like,
Aaron's so happy.
I feel so vindicated. The non-pretentious women here.
Men versus women.
I still have the book though. Wait, I'll show you. Oh my god.
Ah,
Men versus women.
I'm so happy.
I'm so happy. When I saw her face just shift after you said Midsommar.
Midsommar.
Oh wow, that's a really beautiful cover though.
Yeah, parang like picture book.
I mean, I'll take that. That's interesting. It looks very cultural, ganon. Pero,
Cultural.
The movie was cultural, Aaron.
yeah, but you had to Google the freaking culture to know what it was about. Like,
Oh, the bear.
bear. Damn. Okay, I'm so happy. I feel so vindicated. So let's talk about our last thoughts na lang on Amityville,
Yeah.
just to wrap up because I'm so happy now. Vindication in the house.
Aaron
I
wants
can't-
to end on a high
I
note.
can't believe Aaron's ending it right now because she had a good answer.
High note.
I'm in a good mood.
Are you all like Midsommar?
They, them.
Apparently just the guys, and then
Yeah.
Yung mga, Mariana, yun yung sinasabi ko, yung mga film school students.
Yeah, I
na
have director
close sa
friends
mga
also.
director.
Yeah, super love Midsommar.
Yeah. Basta Mariana, if people start talking about how brilliant Roman Polanski is or yung mga, David Fincher is the absolute best. Yan ang mga may gusto sa Midsommar. Yan yung mga
Ramon de Vera, pasok lahat dyan.
Yan, mga ganyan. Yung mga may analysis kasi ito yung iniisip ng director. Kilala mo? Galing! Alright. So we're gonna power through right now.
I feel so attacked.
I just like how Aaron went off.
I know. She's been keeping this in for so long.
Mariana, we've been getting a lot of film school people on the pod kasi mga directors.
Oh.
Okay, so let's have some last words
Okay.
about Amityville. So I can start.
Ryan Reynolds, Ryan. I knew it.
Thank you. Thank you for saying yes to this movie and showing your acting range and much more. You have shown us so much. And
He runs in
because
his
of that,
pajamas pa kasi.
only the pajamas. So I would like to thank him. Thank you so much for doing this movie. That's my last words on Amityville 2005.
Ako naman, I'll go next. Equal opportunity. Thank you, Melissa George, for your short, hot scene.
Yeah.
And for being an overall great mom. I think for me, I'll go na into my film mode.
Ayan na!
Parang I feel si Ari patay ng mic. Parang this movie, I enjoyed it. It's enjoyable. It's watchable. Because of the two leads and even the kids, Ryan Reynolds and Melissa George really carry this movie a lot. But I would have been slightly more interested if it was also an allegory for relationships and marriage.
Oh my
But I'm
god.
not. But I'm not sure if it is. So yun lang naman naisip ko.
Okay, my turn. Crap. Okay, Amityville. I think easily the best thing about it was the acting. Yun nga. I really want to say that I thought Ryan Reynolds was really good, like super good, including his many shirtless scenes. They were really good. Melissa George, I thought was fantastic. The kids were pretty good. I'm not usually a big fan of child actors in horror films. Sometimes they work, sometimes they like crash and burn. This was okay. Chloe Moretz wasn't that bad. Yeah, so I enjoyed it a lot. What I really wanted to say pala was watching this again, parang you really see the progression of how horror films are made, no? Like this is so like represents that era, 2000s, parang how they made this film, like the editing and then like it's quick cuts and then like the flashbacks and then there's like some jump scares. And horror right now is so different. How we because we also brought up a lot of Ari Aster stuff, Aaron's favorite. Yeah, so yeah, that was what I noticed immediately. Parang you can really see it's nice watching progression of how horror was and how it is now. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Mariana, last words?
I guess like all the formulas I like in a horror movie was present there. The storytelling, it had good pacing, the setting, and then the scare factor. And I would have to agree on the acting. I feel like that really pulled it off in a great way. So yeah, it's something watchable. Like you can watch it with friends. It's a nice film to play.
In the background,
Yeah,
kahit no
yes.
music.
Yeah, in the background.
Ryan Reynolds just walking around.
One
I
one
agree.
scene on repeat.
So yeah, so thank you so much, Mariana, for joining us on this episode and choosing that sexy movie. Very happy you chose it. And I hope all the listeners enjoyed listening to us talk about Amityville and listen to me and Mariana get along with our music movie tastes, as mere watchers and not studiers of thy films. So Mariana, is there anything that you want to plug so that our listeners know where to find you and what to see?
I'm just gonna plug my Instagram account as this contains the link to my podcast, my art and film account. So you can check it out. It's at Mariana G Varela on Instagram. And see you guys online.
Perfect. Follow her, everybody. And before this episode ends, again, I'd like everybody to please follow us on social media. On Instagram, we are Dead Air Pod. We have a group on Facebook that you can join and talk about horror. It's called Dead Air, a horror fan page. And then we also have a Facebook for this podcast, Dead Air, a horror podcast. And please check out the description of this episode to check out the affiliate links you can use to shop, so that you can continue to support our podcast. So thank you, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day. Everyone say bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Mariana.
Thank you, Mariana.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Brought to you by Big Baby Studios.